All right, Dakota's first trip to the park. And when we get here, you're always looking at a couple things. The first thing we look for is, will she take food? And we are getting good food drive here. That's what you want to see, a desire for food. That's always step one. Because if they don't want to take food, getting them to do anything else is going to be harder than getting them to take food. So the food's working for us a lot better than it would be in the backyard. Step two, what you're looking for is engagement. Does she even want to be by you? What's her level of interest in you? And that's what you weigh everything on. And if it's like, oh no, she's glued to me, then you're onto something. If it's no, she'll come take the food and then run off like she just did, you would say, okay, how can we build this engagement up even more? And that would be act as if you don't even care if she's by you. Always walk away from her. When she does come to you, pay food, and try to start getting this speed and food working to your advantage. This is what we were wanting to do in the backyard, but for whatever reason, there's a disconnect with food in that backyard. So we can start getting the speed working for us here, which is get distance from her. You know, usually the very first thing I do with dogs is what's called the close the gap drill. I get a gap from them, I take off. The bigger the gap, the more speed she's gonna need to close it. The more speed we can start working in, the more everything's gonna start going according to plan, because speed is addictive. If you want engagement, the very first thing you should start doing is pair yourself with food. And the second thing you start doing is start taking off on her and getting speed. So you'd be looking for gaps of like, oh, you're not engaged with me. You'd rather go sniff over there. I'm out of here. And if you can get her sprinting after you to take food, that's your foot in the door. This is where I usually start with dogs, but since we've had that little hiccup with not wanting to eat food in the backyard for whatever reason, we are getting it here. And this is going to be somewhere we can probably start threading the needle of, well, how are we ever going to build a recall? How are we going to get all this? Well, we're just probably going to build it at the park, because we're getting speed, we're getting food, and we're getting to follow him to get food. That's what you're trying to get inside of her head. It's never me calling her over to me saying, you have to come by me, get over here. I'm never needy for her attention. She goes one way, I say, good, see you later. I don't care if you're by me, and I just take off. And what we want her saying is, well, there he goes. He's going to try to get away from me. And then you get her sprinting after me. You can even hit this gate as if you're trying to get out. You get her to say, hey, where do you think you're going? Pay the food and back at it. This is how I build a recall, though. It's never me saying you have to come to me. It's me just walking away and getting her to say, I need to keep a closer eye on him. He keeps trying to get away from me. He's too valuable to let get away. That's how you start building a recall. Because the recall is when I call her, she comes running to me. It's like, well, how could I shape that? It's like, well, I first got to get her running to me. Then we can start calling her and working and driving all that. But so far, looking really good. Like what I'm saying, our first day of the park, we're going to start coming here a lot more. Dakota! So, Dakota! So those would be 2 in-drive recalls, meaning that bicyclist kicked her off into a drive, their speed, Dakota! Perfect. That third one was it. Well, almost it. So now I hit this gate as if I'm trying to get out of here. So what was happening there is she kicks off into a drive, I'm pressing the vibrate. First time she didn't respond too much, so I started hitting that gate like I was trying to get away from her. That gate funneled her back to me. It wasn't me making her get back to me. It was her saying, oh, I think he's going to escape. I got to get back to him. Then we did that again, and the third one was almost perfect. That vibrate spun her around, but then she stopped short halfway through. All this happens, especially at the beginning of installing the vibration as our recall. But that's how you do it. You start kicking them off into drives, and you start using that vibrate to spin them back to you. And before you know it, that becomes a reflex response that she just starts about face, run back to you to get food. That's when you're in there. That's when you can start hijacking the nervous system, and I can start pressing buttons and getting her running back to me without her even thinking about it. The same way my watch vibrates, I don't even think about it. I just look at it. They've conditioned my eyes to look at the watch. That's what we're doing with her on our recall. Catch her in a drive, get her going north, I go south, press the vibrate, call her name, get her back to me. So we're getting our foot in the door with these in-drive recalls. I would say a couple days down here, and we're going to be ready for the other side of the fence. And that's when we can really hit the ground running, is when we start getting good engagement on the other side of the fence. But one step at a time. Yeah, one step at a time. We're moving in the right direction. So this is a big day for her, getting off campus for the first time.